Welcome to Andrew's Kitchen. Today I'm making meatloaf. There's so many different ways of making meatloaf, but this is one of my favorites. I have been craving meatloaf for so long, and today I'm going to make it. Here is how I make mine. You will need 1 onion. You will need a little bit from each pepper. I like to add color to my meatloaf. Salt, pepper, Worcestershire sauce, Italian breadcrumbs, seasoned. And I have 2 pounds of ground beef. Now I get 80-20. If you get really lean meat, it'll be too dry. I am going to use eggs. I have beef broth. I usually use stock, but broth is fine. And to make the topping, brown sugar, dry mustard, and ketchup. All right, I'll start out by chopping up my onion and peppers. Okay, I just wanted to show you before I cut these up how big, how much I'm using. I mean, it's the total of like 1 small pepper, maybe a little bit less. Oh, wrong way. So start cutting all these up into little pieces. Okay, this chopping board works better. So just like little pieces. Just finishing up, chopping up the peppers. I have my oven preheated to 350, and here's all the peppers together. Nice and colorful. Okay, you do not have to do this extra step that I'm doing. I like to saute my onion and my peppers before I add it to the beef. It's up to you if you want to do that or not, but I like to soften them first. So now I added some olive oil to my pan, and I'm waiting for it to heat up a little bit. Then I will add my onions and my peppers and cook them for about 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes. That should do it. The oil is good and hot. I'm going to add my onions. And the peppers. And I'll let them go for about 5 minutes. Adding a little bit of salt and pepper. Alright, it's been about 5 minutes. I'm going to turn the heat off and set it aside so it'll cool off. And I'm going to mix the meat mixture now. Okay, I transferred it to a larger bowl. It'll be easier to mix. So I'm going to start out with salt. I'm going to use salt to taste. I mean, you don't have to put any in if you can't have salt. I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons. Pepper. I'm going to do like 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. I'm going to do 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. 1, 2, and 3. 1/3 of a cup of beef stock. This is broth, but you can use stock. Tomato paste. I kind of defrosted it a little bit from the freezer. I'm going to use a tablespoon of it. Two eggs. And 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs. And then I'll just mix it all in. I think I already told you my oven is preheated to 350, and this is gonna cook from, let's see, probably about an hour or so, but just keep checking it to see if it's done. Check with your thermometer. Okay, I just wanted to show you like how I mix it. Like, I don't like smush it all down in there. I just do it like kind of loosely. Well, before I put it into the oven, I should probably add what I'm supposed to add in there, the onions and peppers. It's just warm now, it's not hot, so I'm gonna add that and mix that in also. This is gonna be delicious. All those colors in there. All right, time for my pan. Okay, I put it on the pan. I'm just gonna shape it a little better and then show you how I make my sauce for the top. I try to make it even so it cooks evenly. Now for the topping, I am using 1.5 cups of ketchup. There's 1. Half. And 1 teaspoon of dry mustard. 1/4 cup of brown sugar. And 1/2 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And just mix it all in there. There's some brown sugar clumps, so we don't want to leave those in there. Okay, I made sure I mix it up really well, so you just spoon it on top. And I'm going to leave some for after it's done in case we wanted to put some more on it as it's sliced. My husband might want to do that. Alright. It'll be about 50 to 60 minutes, I think. I took it out of the oven after 50 minutes and it was not done, so I put it in an extra 15 and it is done. I'm just going to let it sit for about 10 minutes and then cut into it. My meatloaf has rested for about 10 minutes and I have made some very creamy, buttery mashed potatoes. And here's my my meatloaf. I'm going to cut. Well, there's so many different ways you can make meatloaf. I've made it with ketchup mixed into the meatloaf and on top. I've made it with gravy. There's a lot of really delicious ways to make it. So here is what it looks like on the inside. I'm going to cut another slice, put on top of the potatoes. And the reason why I chose this type of pan is so it's not sitting in its own grease. There it is. I've had a little taste of it and it came out so juicy. It's fantastic. I hope you give it a try. Thanks for watching.